Hello everyone, I'm Joseph from Health Integration. How are you today? If you're new here, welcome. Join us and subscribe to stay up to date with tips and information about our most valuable asset, our health. And if you're already part of this amazing community, thank you so much. Give this video a like, share it with someone who needs it, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from today. Today, we're talking about something that's shocking doctors around the world. A deadly disease that's quietly increasing among people who were once considered safe: pancreatic cancer. And here's what's really frightening. This disease, which used to mostly affect older adults, is now growing rapidly among young adults, even teenagers in some cases. Doctors and scientists are alarmed, but why? What's causing this silent killer to rise in younger people? And more importantly, how can you recognize it early and protect yourself and your loved ones? That's exactly what we'll cover in today's video. I'll show you the 7 early warning signs of pancreatic cancer. What makes this cancer so hard to detect? The risk factors you need to be aware of, and what you can do to reduce your risk. So stay with me. This could literally save a life. Let's start with a shocking truth. Pancreatic cancer is on track to become the second leading cause of cancer death worldwide, right behind lung cancer. What makes it so dangerous? 2 things. 1, it's extremely hard to detect early. 2, and when it's finally diagnosed, it's often already advanced. This cancer is called the silent killer because its early symptoms are vague or completely invisible. By the time someone notices a problem, the tumor may already have spread. But knowledge is power. Let's dive into the 7 warning signs. Warning sign 7. Pain in the abdomen or back. The pancreas sits deep in your abdomen, behind the stomach and near the spine. When a tumor grows, it can press on nearby nerves, causing pain that starts in the belly and spreads to the sides or lower back. At first, this pain might come and go, but it can get worse over time, especially after eating or when lying down. Never ignore persistent pain in this area, especially if it seems new or unusual. Warning. Sign 6. Loss of appetite and unexplained weight loss. If you or someone you know is eating less, feeling full quickly, and losing weight without trying, pay attention. This could be due to a tumor interfering with digestion, or the cancer cells themselves draining the body's energy. Remember, weight loss without dieting or medication, like Ozempic, is a serious red flag. It's not just stress. It deserves medical attention. Warning sign. 5. Yellowing of the skin and eyes, jaundice. This is one of the more visible signs. If a pancreatic tumor blocks the bile ducts, bile builds up in the body, leading to yellow skin and yellowing of the white part of the eyes. If you or someone close notices this yellow color, especially combined with fatigue or digestive issues, see a doctor immediately. Warning sign number 4. Pale or floating stools and dark urine. This sign is often linked to jaundice. When the bile duct is blocked, bile can't reach the intestines, so stools lose their brown color and turn light or clay-colored. Sometimes they float due to undigested fat. At the same time, the excess bile is filtered out through the kidneys, turning the urine a dark amber or cola color. It may sound odd, but always pay attention to the color of your urine and stool. It can reveal what's happening deep inside your body. Warning. Sign number 3. Itchy skin with no rash. A less known but important symptom. As bile builds up under the skin, it can trigger a strong, constant itch, often with no visible rash. If you have itchy skin that doesn't go away, especially combined with yellowing eyes or pale stools, it could be an early signal of a bile duct problem or even a tumor affecting the pancreas. Warning sign number 2. New or worsening diabetes. Now this is crucial. Many pancreatic tumors affect the cells that produce insulin, the hormone that controls blood sugar. That's why some people develop type 2 diabetes suddenly, especially after age 50. And if someone already has diabetes, they may find it harder to manage, needing more medication or insulin than before. So if you or someone close has a sudden change in blood sugar levels, ask the doctor to investigate the pancreas. It's better to be safe. Warning sign 1. Swelling or pain in one leg. Blood clots. Yes, it sounds unrelated, but it's very real. Pancreatic cancer increases the risk of deep vein thrombosis, DVT, blood clots in the legs. It might begin as pain, swelling, or redness in one leg, often mistaken for a pulled muscle. But this could be the first visible sign of a tumor that has otherwise been silent. If this happens, seek medical help immediately. Blood clots are dangerous, and they may be the first warning sign your body is trying to give. Shocking new research. Pancreatic cancer is rising in young adults. For decades, this was considered a disease of the elderly, but that is changing fast. A major study published in April 2025 by the medical journal JAMA analyzed data from millions of people in the U.S. The conclusion? Pancreatic cancer is rising fastest among young adults aged 15 to 34. Yes, teenagers and people in their 20s and 30s are now being diagnosed with this cancer more often. Doctors are stunned. One physician in the study asked, "Why are we seeing 30-year-olds with masses in their pancreas?" The old idea that this is something you only worry about at age 70 is no longer true. This is now a concern for your generation and your children's generation. Why is this cancer rising so fast, especially in younger people? Researchers don't have all the answers yet, but there are some known risk factors that may help explain this disturbing trend. Risk factor 1. Smoking. Smoking remains one of the biggest risk factors for pancreatic cancer. Even though smoking rates have dropped, the damage done by years of smoking can take decades to disappear. People who smoke are twice as likely to develop pancreatic cancer. Risk factor 2. Obesity and abdominal fat. Carrying extra weight, especially around the belly, increases the risk significantly. Fat in the abdominal area is more dangerous than fat in other parts of the body, and it may trigger inflammation and hormone changes that affect the pancreas. Risk factor 3. Type 2. Diabetes and prediabetes. Having type 2 diabetes or even prediabetes means your body is struggling to regulate blood sugar. This constant imbalance puts extra stress on the pancreas and may increase cancer risk. A sudden onset of diabetes after age 50 should always be investigated further. Risk factor 4. Exposure to harmful chemicals. Certain toxins like pesticides, industrial solvents, and petrochemicals are believed to damage pancreatic cells over time. While we can't always avoid them, reducing your exposure to harmful chemicals is a smart preventive step. Risk factor 5. Chronic or hereditary pancreatitis. Pancreatitis is long-term inflammation of the pancreas. People with chronic pancreatitis, especially if it runs in the family, have a much higher risk of developing pancreatic cancer later in life. Risk factor 6. Family history and genetic syndromes. Some people inherit mutations that make them more likely to develop this cancer. If someone in your family, a parent, sibling, or grandparent had pancreatic cancer, you may be at greater risk. Also, certain syndromes like BRCA mutations or von Hippel-Lindau increase the risk. So why is pancreatic cancer so deadly? The biggest challenge is this: it's rarely caught early. The symptoms like fatigue, bloating, or back pain often mimic minor digestive issues, and tumors in the pancreas don't always show up in routine scans until it's too late. Even in famous cases like Steve Jobs, the cancer started silently. He had no symptoms at first. A scan found a small spot, but he waited to investigate. By the time he did, the tumor had grown and it was too late. This story is not uncommon. That's why early suspicion, awareness, and prevention are our best tools. How is pancreatic cancer diagnosed? Because this cancer hides in the early stages, doctors use several tools to detect and confirm it. 1. Imaging tests. CT scans, MRIs, PET scans, and endoscopic ultrasounds are used to get a close look at the pancreas. Sometimes, only an endoscopic ultrasound, where a small camera is placed inside your body, can detect early tumors. 2. Blood tests. Doctors may check for tumor markers like CA19-9. If levels are high, it may signal the presence of cancer, but it's not a definitive diagnosis on its own. 3. Biopsy and laparoscopic procedures. To confirm the cancer and assess how far it has spread, a tissue biopsy is usually needed. Sometimes it's done during an imaging procedure or via laparoscopy. 4. Genetic testing. For people with a strong family history or suspected genetic risk, doctors may run tests to look for inherited mutations. This can also guide treatment decisions in some cases. What are the treatment options? Pancreatic cancer is difficult to treat, but not impossible. Treatment depends on the location of the tumor, its stage, and the person's overall health. 1. Surgery. This is currently the only real chance for a cure, but it only works if the tumor is caught early and hasn't spread. Sadly, most tumors are found too late for surgery to be effective. That's why early detection is so critical. 2. Chemotherapy and radiation. These treatments are used to slow the growth of the cancer or shrink it before surgery. They may also be used when surgery isn't an option. 3. Targeted therapies. Some new treatments are being developed that focus on specific genetic changes in cancer cells. They don't work for everyone, but they're offering hope for more personalized and effective care. So, what can you do to protect yourself? You can't eliminate every risk, but there are many simple lifestyle changes that can greatly lower your chances of getting pancreatic cancer. Let's look at them. 7. Prevention tips. You can start today. 1. Don't smoke. If you do, make a plan to quit. If someone you love smokes, support them. Smoking doubles the risk of pancreatic cancer, but quitting cuts it down significantly. 2. Limit alcohol. Too much alcohol irritates and damages the pancreas. Drink in moderation, or avoid it completely if you're at high risk. 3. Eat real, whole foods. A diet rich in fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and fiber helps reduce inflammation and supports healthy digestion. Reduce processed foods and sugar. These can trigger inflammation and increase the risk of obesity and diabetes, both linked to cancer risk. 5. Maintain a healthy weight. Focus on reducing belly fat. It's one of the strongest links to pancreatic cancer risk. 6. Stay active. Regular exercise helps control blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and maintain a healthy body weight. Even a 30-minute daily walk makes a difference. 7. Know the warning signs and act fast. This might be the most important tip of all. If you notice persistent back pain, strange weight loss, jaundice, or any of the signs we discussed, don't wait. For people with high risk, if you have a family history of pancreatic cancer, genetic syndromes, or chronic pancreatitis, talk to your doctor about screening tests. Early scans may help find issues before they become life-threatening. Pancreatic cancer is aggressive, silent, and rising among young people, but you are not helpless. Now you know what to look for. You know what steps to take. You have the power to protect yourself and to help others do the same. If this video helped open your eyes, please give it a like. Every thumbs up helps this message reach more families. Don't forget to subscribe to Health Integration for weekly videos on how to live longer, stronger, and naturally healthier. And tell us in the comments, which of these signs surprised you the most? Let's keep this conversation going because awareness saves lives. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.